So I was driving today and I noticed something, and it immediately gave me this download about spiritual perspective. So I was driving behind this big truck, right? And couldn't see anything around it. And the other lane, like there was some cars, but it wasn't like traffic, but they were definitely going faster, right? But my exit was like a mile up ahead. So I was trying to just stay in the lane. But then the truck like almost came to a halt. So I passed it. And I realized that that's kind of what spiritual perspective is, right? So spiritual perspective is when you're in the right lane behind a big truck and you can't see around it, your ancestors, angels, guides are behind you on your side in that left lane. And they're able to see from a different perspective, hey, there's nobody in front of that truck, you might as well pass it. Hey, that truck's eventually going to slow down, you might as well pass it. Hey, that's slowing you up, you can go around it, there's room. That's the spiritual perspective that comes from your spirit team when you're in situations that you can't see around certain things. And then, so if you think of it like that, that would be like a text message, right? So spiritual perspective is like you would get an inkling or download, and it'd be from your spirit team, essentially like a brain text message that they'd send and say, hey, I'm giving you the intuitive feeling you have time and it's beneficial to go around this obstacle that you can't see what's on the other side of, but I'm telling you you're in the clear. That would be the text message, right? And then channeling with your guides is, instead of a text message, it's like you pick up the phone and you're like, oh, okay, you can talk about it. You can kind of go back and forth with your spirit guides over a longer period of time. Does that make sense? That's what I got today, and I thought it was like a good outlook on how to think about spiritual perspective, right? So could you figure that out on your own? Yeah. Could you stay behind the truck and just go a little slower? Yeah. Could you risk because I didn't know where I was going in this case. That may have been important to say in the beginning. Could you risk potentially missing your exit but still end up okay? Yeah, sure. But it's helpful when you're connected to that spirit team that's in the other car that can see a different perspective and has a glimpse into the likelihood of that obstacle becoming a bigger obstacle for you, because they can use their foresight, which is higher than our foresight. Does that make sense? I hope that's helpful. It helped me. Can I have some kind of confirmation of if the angels, ancestors, and guides would agree with the description that I just gave? The Fool. Helping you take leaps of faith on yourself. Big yes. I kid you not, I just looked down and the Magician is on the other half of the deck. So we have the Fool and the Magician. When you are doing your thing, they help you recognize where you can insert your magic and manifest options that may look blocked off.